when you have a good mix of innovation and technology, then it will give you a niche. It will give you a better platform than someone who is just aligned on brick and mortar, and they are the yard. There are some countries, of course, that are ahead of us. If we, I have given you examples of maybe areas like Amazon, people like Uber, people like locally Jumia. All of those are thriving, but they do not have physical. Where would you say that I'm going to buy this? But they are creating platforms for a person to thrive, and especially the young people. It is the high time that we now embrace technology, and that is what will now be able to move us to the next level. There is a high correlation of the bigger the business, the more susceptible it is to politics. Because if we may put it, it's like you are contributing bigger to baking the national cake for now people to distribute. So it will have to be affected in one or another. And again, they will also influence the policies that the government will also make.
Who benefits most from a failing economy? Business as a field is responsible for making the most millionaires in today's society, guys. So in today's podcast, we'll be talking about a little bit of business and politics, guys. So in today's podcast, I'm joined here by
Luke Gatimo.
Yeah, guys, you heard that one right. Luke Gatimo, guys. So with all that said and done, I'm the real G. Let's get to the podcast. So, my first question, Luke, what exactly, before we even get to the main thing, what exactly do you do for business? Just for the audience.
I'm in a couple of businesses, different fields. I'm in manufacturing. A little bit in real estate. And also, there's a time I was employed. And what about politics? Like, are you that much involved, or how experienced are you in politics? Quite experienced, but not on the front line. I like playing my politics from the back end. So in terms of the back end, I would say that I'm not badly off.
I think we can now get to the first question. So my first question, if I wanted to make 1 million shillings in Kenya today, which direction is most likely to bring that result? Like naangalia saa hizi, there are things that are generating the most millionaires right now.
Correct.
Like opinion yako ni ama like unaweza advise mtu a follow which direction, because already you have seen multiple people doing that. Like unaweza sema one of the field inaweza kuwa maybe ni AI and social media, or maybe it's the old fashioned physical business, or maybe it's through invention and innovation. Like which area is generating the most millionaires today?
Currently I would say, if I go back to your question in terms of
also before you start explaining, like consider it is Kenya, consider the local.
So within the region, I would say we have to look at it from different angles.
Yes.
We know that there are people who are making millions of money through what we call the traditional businesses, and that is what we normally call the brick and mortar. But you'll agree with me that most of the young people, when you look at the factors of production, we have land, we have labor, we have all those. When we look at that, then if we look at now traditionally about brick and mortar, a physical business, you'll have already ruled out the young people. Because they do not have that capital to already set up a fully fledged business. But again, when you also look at it from that perspective, what is the reach? The reach would be very minimal, because it will be about the people who are just coming to where you are. But now the world is changing. When we say that the world has become a global village, it means now you can no longer target to make millions of money
Through brick and
mortar.
Okay. Okay.
Not that you cannot make it, but it will have taken you so much. You have invested so heavily. But again, we have seen most of the companies that have thrived, even if you were to look at even globally, like different companies that have made it out of not brick and mortar, but through now what we are talking about now, technology, m-commerce, for mobile commerce, because we used to have electronics commerce, m-commerce, companies like Amazon, companies like even now Uber, they are not doing it because, I mean, they are not thriving that big, even if they're not local companies, but it's because they are just creating platforms. So in my opinion, one of the best things that will be moving now from brick and mortar to more of technology. There are some countries, of course, that are ahead of us. As I have given you examples of maybe areas like Amazon, people like Uber, people like locally Jumia. All of those are thriving, but they do not have physical. Where would you say that I'm going to buy this? But they are creating platforms. So in this case, I would think that for a person to thrive, and especially the young people, it is the high time that we now embrace technology. And that is what will now be able to move us to the next level. When we go now to the third one, which you have talked about, innovation, that is now where the gist is. Because what are you innovating? Innovation, so when you have a good mix of innovation and technology, then it will give you a niche. It will give you a better platform than someone who is just aligned on brick and mortar, and there they are, which we know that most of our parents, most of our people are on brick and mortar, and that is where they are aligned. They do not market their businesses, but you have seen so many other businesses that are coming up. Whereas some of, I mean, there is the marketing in terms of whatever products that you have, but again, there is a platform. The innovation comes now with creating those platforms. And when you talk now, if we look at it now from a country perspective, innovation should be now what the government and what we should be focusing on. And we talk about,
you know, I saw somebody win $1 million through invention and innovation.
Because
just right here in Kenya.
Just right here. Because they have been able to make some unique products. They have been able to make some unique thing that is now
unique value
that is now transferring whatever you are doing to another level. So innovation and technology,
they have to integrate.
When you integrate them, then you will be moving with those millions that you talk about. Of course, currently we also have the people who do but that is now is more of technology. The people who do script writing, people who do forex trading. I don't know how good or bad it is. It is also risky businesses. But again, if we were not to look at that, if we were to look at now innovation and say there is this product, considering that Kenya, we are an agrarian economy, what is it that we can do and what platforms can we create for those people who are in the agriculture sector or within the market to create awareness? Of course, there are few platforms, but we can make it even much more better. But we should not be focusing so much now on agriculture. We should be now focusing much on improvement of technology and innovation. And innovation in this case, I would briefly get a little bit off the topic, but I try to enlighten you in terms of when we talk about innovation, is the most and is the biggest driver of a country's economy. America has invention and innovation. America is where it is because of invention and innovation. Why do we say so? Most of whatever China is copying are inventions that come from America. Right? They invent this, so that of course is out of now a lot of study and all that. But they are always, much as we are talking about China is coming up, it is. But again, America is way higher in terms of now the innovation, other than the people who are copying it. So I think that innovation, when you couple it with technology, it will be able to push the youth of this country to a higher level that we have not seen before.
Okay.
I give you a slight example of why I say so.
Yeah.
Right now, if you take an Uber, and you're paying 100 shillings, the person who made that platform, who is now the Uber is a company. I'm sorry to mention or whatever. He's taking a commission. 25% will go to them. So 25 shillings will go to that person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Higher. One is that person does not belong to the country.
Yeah. He's
so
outside
it
Kenya.
is actually offloading to another whatever.
Another.
That driver will go and fuel.
Yeah. The car.
In Total, Shell, or whichever.
Yeah.
Most of those corporations do not belong here.
Yeah.
So another 25 shillings has also been offloaded, not to this country, but
to
elsewhere, to another country. Then we move from there. He will buy spare parts and all that. Yeah. And also you will factor in the cost of that car, which has come from Japan. So 25% has also gone to another country. So whatever is remaining here is actually 25 shillings. Out of the 100 shillings, only 25
shillings.
Which may not be actually the actual profit, but that is what we would say. 25 is the only one that is remaining. So 75 has left.
Yeah.
So if we were to come into innovation as a country now, looking at it now on a broader perspective, from a policy perspective, then it tells you that if a country is looking at it that way, it should mainly focus on the innovation and technology, so that everything is not flying to other countries, but it is remaining here. That way it will have a multiplier effect and it will make this country move forward.
Yeah, I think you have a point. I think you guys have understood everything that we've been talking about, and I've understood that his take on the next big thing is integrating invention and innovation with technology. So with that said, let's get to the next question. So would you say that the bigger your business becomes, the more susceptible it is to politics? Like, say for example, I want to build a big business and avoid politics at the same time. Is that possible, or do I have to factor in that politics will come and affect my business in one point or another? Or
yes, there is a high correlation of the bigger the business, the more susceptible it is to politics.
Okay.
But we also have a little bit of few businesses that may not, however big they are, they may not get themselves into. But those are now what we would call, they are now within very minimal margins.
Yeah.
But averagely, we will say that the higher the business, or the bigger the business, the more susceptible it is to politics. Because in this case, you are working within a region.
Yeah.
And what is politics? Politics is like what carries the day, and it's like at a national level, creating policies that will affect all those businesses.
Yeah.
So when you have now a bigger negotiating power or a bigger influence, then either the people who are making those policies will also have to come and ask you, because you will always be ahead of them.
Yes, exactly.
Or alternatively, it will also be, it will affect the country, because why our business is there? Because of the taxes that we are getting from them.
Yeah.
So that means you are a big contributor. It's like, if we may put it, it's like you are contributing bigger to baking the national cake for now people to distribute. Okay. So it will have to be affected in one way or another.
Yeah.
And again, they will also influence the policies that the government will also make, because they will say, fine, if you don't do this, then we can easily move out. And the government does not want to lose out on the cake that it is, on the bit of the cake that it is taking from, through now the taxes that they are getting, and through also employment, and through other factors, maybe the social responsibility that they are also doing to other people. So those are things that will influence that the politics will have to come into play. Again, the bigger the business, depending on the nature of that business, it will also create an infrastructure, maybe for government or for politics to drive.
Yeah.
maybe I give an example. Is like we know how, like previously we had the youth fund, and we had the women and youth fund.
Yeah.
The government did not have any distribution infrastructure for that.
Yeah.
But you can only use the banks that are there.
Yeah.
So you are told you can apply through this bank. A recent one, which is now being practiced by the current government, is about this fund that not the Fuliza, what is it for?
Yeah, Fuliza.
Not Fuliza, for the government is called the one that
Which one?
Ruto introduced. For the ones that tunakopa lakini watu walipi.
It's called I just forgot the I forgot the word. Our director, which Hustler Fund.
The Hustler Fund. You see?
Okay.
But look at the Hustler Fund as an example. The Hustler Fund can only be, the government does not have any infrastructure to distribute the Hustler Fund.
Yes.
But they had to come and negotiate with Safaricom.
Yeah.
Not forgetting that Safaricom is already offering such a product.
Such a product, yeah.
Through the M-Shwari and through other but
loans.
now the government comes in and says, even if you are giving this, we are giving Hustler Fund at a lower interest rate, but we lose your infrastructure. They could not refuse.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and of course it will, I don't know whether it does through Airtel or whatever, but Safaricom, since it has the biggest network. So you see now the connection between politics
and big businesses.
And big businesses.
Okay.
They have to come into play.
Okay. Say for example, in that question, I am to build a business or maybe, for example, I have an international business. Are international businesses more susceptible to politics or compared to big businesses but national?
That are very local, within the region.
Yeah.
For big businesses that are international, much as there is risk, they have the shocks.
Okay, yeah.
They have fallbacks. So for them to be affected is not as much as it would do with a local.
Okay.
I would give you maybe an example. There are businesses that will come and, I mean, they'll have strategic positioning in terms of when now politics start and coming into play, they will start now divesting and we start moving now to other favorable regions.
Yeah.
We have seen so many businesses that have left the country, maybe because of unfavorable tax regimes.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been attacked maybe politically and such like things.
Yeah.
But for them, since they are big enough and they can be able to absorb shock and they can be able to move from here.
One
and a good example, I'll tell you, a good example is recently we saw Devki moving to Uganda, just roll, and it is within like less than 100 kilometers from our Kenyan border.
Yeah.
And they have left there. They have gone to there and they have said that they will do a bigger and mega. Why do you think that has happened? Of course, when you introduce taxes, when you introduce now, there is a lot of political interference.
Yeah.
Then they can easily shift the focus from here to another. And the person now who is welcoming them, since you are big, that country will tell you, will give you maybe tax holidays or will give you these amenities, this special treatment, and now it will be easier for you now to move. So they can be able to negotiate at a very high level. Unlike now when you are local, you have not already established yourself beyond the borders. You have to just survive. I'll give you an example of someone like Keroche, the one Keroche. Much as there was push and pull. Yeah. But would they say that we are shifting our business from
No.
You cannot They wouldn't because they are not well grounded for regional and for international.
Yes.
We have seen some businesses that have sold their stakes, like Barclays, sold to Absa.
Yeah.
That is now Africa, managed by South Africa.
Yes.
So for international businesses, them they can be able to negotiate at a very high level. They have shock absorbers, so they can say, fine, if this is your regime, we can easily move from here to Ethiopia.
To another region.
Or to this other region.
Okay. I think everything that you've been saying makes a lot of sense. So I think it's time we get to the next question. In business and politics, is democracy real when corporations fund elections? Like, say for example, I hear a lot of I used to hear a lot of deep state thing happening here in Kenya, where some people were funding the elections simply because they have the money and the wealth. Like, can we call that democracy? This leans more into politics.
Democracy, well, it is a governance issue, and if we were to define within our local context in terms of democracy, democracy, on a layman's language, I would say it's creating a level playing ground for everyone.
Yes, exactly.
So I will look at it from two perspectives. It could be yes or a no.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Why?
Because if the level playing ground is the same, that no one is more advantaged than the other,
okay,
then we can say fine. Because in this case, we are talking about competition.
Yeah.
Now in politics,
okay,
right?
Okay.
It's competition because you are competing between opponent A and opponent
B. Okay.
So, who are the people who are funding me? Because when I come now into politics, I have to have money.
Yes, exactly.
To run my campaign.
Yes, exactly.
So when I'm running my campaign, how am I running my campaign? I am running my campaign based off one, resources that I have.
Yes.
They will allow me and they will enable me to move
as
deep and to sell my agenda,
yes, exactly,
to sell my manifesto.
Yeah.
Then, so we cannot refrain from, and who is actually doing that?
Okay.
There has to be businesses because, I mean,
big corporations.
They have big corporations. Yeah. But it depends, as I said earlier, it depends on how aligned you are or how much your business wants to play politics. Okay. Or maybe the person who is there, how political
are
they in the establishments.
Okay.
So going by that, then we will say there is, in terms of democracy, we will say it is fair if no one is disallowed from using the resources on the resources of their friends.
Yes.
Then number two, those resources should be very legitimate.
Okay.
The money that these corporations are giving, they should be very legitimate. They should not be saying that they are being funded from other illegal trades or such like things. But if it is being done from legitimate profits that are coming in or through legitimate processes, it is now upon you to mobilize, and I mobilize.
Yes, exactly.
So
yes,
basically,
I understand.
they will.
Okay.
But of course, even those who are doing that as businesses, I would say that, of course, they will have interest. They will have interest in terms of maybe they want to influence some policy ahead.
Yes, exactly. Like I saw, for example,
yes,
somebody like Elon Musk funding Donald Trump through his campaigns and stuff. And maybe to a certain advantage, he is the reason why Donald Trump won, because of those fundings. Like, does that apply to our situation?
It's a clear reflection of whatever is happening there.
Okay.
Simply because he did that. Of course, we are saying we can also say that much as Donald Trump is not playing, Elon Musk is not playing the direct politics, he now the behind the scenes politics.
Yes, exactly.
But even locally, we have also had like the media moguls that we have.
Exactly.
We have the media mogul like Citizen, the owner.
The deep states.
They have been funding maybe the ODM campaigns.
Yes.
In whatever way. We have had the people, the tycoons, are actually funding. But you see, as I have saying, everything has to be political. But it depends on how are we looking at politics in this context. The politics of the day, or the politics that we are talking about, is for them and the people who are in business, for them to fund that. There has to be something that they will take. It is not done for free.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever they are doing is, even if they will continue doing it legitimately, but they also want to influence some policy.
Yes, exactly.
They want to influence some policy.
Some policy in that government.
In that government, yes. So that they can continue being business, because business people are capitalists.
Yes.
Locally, we give examples, and I may not want to be, wouldn't want to be mentioned a lot, but we also have had such like the instances when you do not align to the government of the day, then the government also remove some disadvantages.
Yeah.
If you are in the media business, they will tell you we will not be advertising with you. If you are in this whatever category we have seen, we will not be banking with you, or will not be. So there is a lot of play that happens. Yeah. So there is democratically, as long as it is done across the board for everyone without affecting the other person or someone given undue advantage, that is okay. But again, we also need to look at, as a country, we have grown in a little bit in terms of the funding. That is where now you remember there was now these political parties fund that they are normally given. Yeah. But of course, it will be based on the percentage of positions or seats that you have in parliament. Yes. But is that enough?
No, no, I don't.
It is not enough. Yeah. Ideally, it is meant to curb, or it's meant to tell people you should not go to look for, funding from different people. The government itself is giving you this fund, but going by the cost of the campaigns in this country, is that enough?
No,
it is not enough. So you'll have to go and get from other people.
Other corporations.
You'll have maybe undue advantage because when you are in government and you can promise, because that is when the problem comes in. You can promise that when we get there and we are already there, when you get back, we'll be able to give you this and this more advantage. So it already that has undue advantage. So democratically that affects the other party, because the other party is saying when I get there, kuna mwenye, I am already there.
I'm already
so
there.
When I continue, I will, and you have seen, even before you go there, before I get there, I have already given you this advantage.
This and this,
This and this. So you'll actually be pulled towards
that person,
continuing to fund.
Yes,
because I'll be negotiating from a perspective of what did you want? I wanted this. See, I have given you this.
Yes.
So bring the money. Unlike the other person who is now outside and has not taken the government. So you are negotiating on a promise. It's different between when you are negotiating from a promise and when you are negotiating from an actual delivery.
Yes,
I have delivered this, so deliver yours. And I promise even more. You are promising that how sure are we that you will get it.
Okay.
But by and large, to a big extent, not okay for corporations to do that. But that is where we find ourselves. A small percentage, if it is done across the board with very fairness and equal opportunities, equal level ground, that would be okay. But does it happen? That's another question.
That's another question. So the next question is that I heard of an instance where a big corporation was caught by the authority because of tax evasion, just here locally. But it was released with a lighter fine. And this usually doesn't happen with small corporations or smaller businesses. And they end up suffering more. So my question is, do you think that government policies and regulations are meant to protect citizens or to favor big corporations? Like, how do government policies and regulations work for the citizens? And has it always been that way?
There is an aspect of interference. We cannot say that there is no interference from the big corporations in terms of what they are trying to progress, vis-a-vis what the people are coming in with. And in this case, we are in more of a capitalist economy.
Yes, exactly.
And when you are in a capitalist economy, it's about the business, it's about the profits, it's about what you're getting.
Yes.
So we cannot say that we will not get some influence in terms of how the policies are developed.
Yes.
They'll be developed to favor the big corporations because they are able to negotiate.
Yes.
They can be able to tell them, well, here we are bringing this on the table.
Yes.
And this is what we are bringing in form of tax. This is what we are bringing in form of employment. So whenever we can be able to finance, in course, we can be able to finance even some committees that are mandated to form those policies or to pass those policies. Let's say to pass those policies.
Yeah.
They can be able to take them and try to, in quotes, create an awareness on whatever they are doing.
Okay.
But is it really in good faith?
Yeah.
It will depend. If it is done in good faith, well and good. But we would say that majorly that happens for business, for the big corporations to do well in business and to make their own profits.
Yes.
Because like now, you would realize that, as you've said and as you asked, there are people, or we have seen entities whose either CEOs or whatever have joined politics.
Yes.
For what reason?
Yes.
So that they can safeguard whatever they are doing, or for that, or for one reason, that they can be able now to
negotiate the policies and regulations.
Yes, negotiate the policies and the regulations.
Okay.
That's why there are people now who will get into politics based purely, not for the purpose of the mwananchi,
yes,
or for the purpose of the citizen, as you said, but for them to safeguard their businesses.
Their interests.
So that has always been there. It does not only happen in Kenya. When you talk about now even those outside countries, is because why are you funding? Because in the first question, how would me as a corporation fund campaigns?
Oh, okay. So it takes back to the previous question.
It goes back to the previous question. I'm funding because I can benefit, or I can have my capitalist policies coming in.
Yes, exactly.
And we will remember that as a country, there are people who have been at the forefront.
Yes, exactly.
For you now to get there.
Yeah.
And to say that this policy, if it is you as a very small business, you will say, this is a policy that I want to introduce. But again, how much does it also affect the other people?
The other people, yeah.
But if the majority, if the majority, are they affected? I will take like research. When you're doing research, you want to generalize everything.
Yes.
When you have big control, then we can actually be able to generalize. Unlike when you have very small control. When you have very small control, then how can we be able to generalize and say that these people would want this and this and this? But again, we also have to accept the fact that the policies that are made, some of them are very good, and most of them are actually meant for the good of the citizen.
Okay.
I give you an example. When the government introduces policies on do not have advertisements on maybe substance and harmful substances to children and all that.
Yes.
Do not do that between this and this time, or do not do that within prime time hours.
Yes, exactly.
That's a very good policy.
Yes.
Because it is safeguarding our young people from such. When you say that we should not be having such advertisements near schools, or we should not have establishments of this kind near schools, those are good policies.
Okay.
But again, we will not say that it is 100%. There are those that are under the table that will still pass for them to continue surviving.
Doing that,
to continue doing that.
Okay. So in conclusion, it is relative. That is what
it's very relative.
Okay.
Because you have people who are there on goodwill, who are there for the purpose of the citizen and to safeguard the citizens.
Yeah.
But again, we also have those people that are very capitalistic.
And they are there to safeguard their business.
They do not care about. But that is where now we have some good legislators who do it and try to create that balance.
Okay. I think we should get to the next question. Would you say this one will lean into more of business side? Would you say that the number of hours or days that you work goes in proportion to the success of your business? Like, say for example, first of all, what's your take on the 5 days work week? Does that usually work in proportion to
I know that you'd ask from a perspective of you being young people and the Gen Zs and all that.
Exactly.
And I remember when you were in school, we were studying about the flexible times. I do not have to be there.
Yes.
I have to have my own flexible moment, which is our flexible time. Yes, but by and large, what they need to ask ourselves is, in whatever that you are delivering, will it require time?
Okay.
So if the answer is yes, then
you have to
the
put
final
in
answer you have to put in time.
Okay.
And the more you put in time, then the more you get even much more bigger. Because if you can be able to achieve maybe $100 in 2 hours, does it mean that you should go sit back, relax, and not move forward?
No.
It means that, why then can't you get $500 for the whole day?
Yeah.
So time is a factor.
Okay.
And it has to be, and it has to play as such.
Okay.
If you say that, well, it depends on how much time you are committing. There has to be now the issue of what kind of business are you dealing with.
Yes, the nature of
business that you are dealing with. You'll be able now to structure it in a very strategic way that it is telling you, you are saying, fine, even if I'm not opening at 8, but again, don't forget that I will still have to have some work hours. So there will be my work hours. Then it will be either between 8 to 5. Of course, generally, because that is where people expect service, and that is what has been tradition. But we also have other businesses that are working maybe on foreign hours. But either way, my question still goes to, do you still require time for you to do whatever you're doing? If you can do it within 1 hour, then what about if you commit 2 hours? What about if we multiply that to 8 hours? It will give you much more result. It will give you much more productivity. So productivity, other than now the aspect of the factor that will come in, it will be a different one. Other than now just saying that we just want you to be there. Be there, do what you're supposed to do, commit to what you're supposed to do, focus on what you're supposed to do, and that way you'll be able now to excel. Unlike now when you say, well, I'm here for the purpose of passing my hours. Assume it was again your business, because this is now we also need to look at it from that angle.
Yes.
You talk about time not being a factor if you are employed. What about you if you are the owner of the business?
You're the owner of the business.
When you are the owner of the business.
But also consider it's 2025. It's 2026.
Yes.
Let's say it's 2026. So like AI integration and everything. And also, another question onto that, do investors have to put in more time, considering that their business is just putting in money and then earning?
The investors are there because they put in ideas and time, and ideas cannot go without time. Even when you're thinking, you're also spending time. Issue is, as we talk about various factors of production, but now, as we are talking now, time may not be a factor, but it is actually a factor. Traditionally, it may not have been put as a factor, but again, it is. We would say that it's a factor because you require time to do that. You require entrepreneurship. Those are now the ideas that you are bringing in. Maybe you require capital. That is what they are coming in with. So at the end of the day, even the investors, that's why you'll find them, most of the people that you say that they are owners of business, you'd think that they are sleeping, but they are actually thinking, and when they talk like now that we are talking, when they are discussing with other people, they will capture some innovation. They would want to know how it can go, and behind the scenes, they may engage a few people that, or the team that they normally task. Can you research on this further? So for them to research, they're also putting in money for that research. So they are working hard. In this case, what I would want us to look at time, we should look at it from different perspectives or different angles. Time is not idling.
Yes, exactly.
Time is the thinking.
Okay.
The thinking that you are having in terms of how you are supposed to move forward.
Okay.
That's the most critical. For someone who's employed, they would want to idle around. They would want to go to their phones and do all that.
Yeah.
See, and in that case, are they being productive?
No.
Even if they stay 8 to 5, are they productive? No. It is productivity vis-a-vis the time that you are spending.
Okay.
It's the time that you are spending. So time would be more critical when it is spent in a very productive and very forward-moving way.
Okay.
It is not an issue that you say, well, I will just come here, I stay until evening, and then I go home. Okay. At the end of the day, what have you done?
Yes,
you have stayed 8 hours. But again, I would come here and say, fine, I have done two hours very productively. I've engaged with this and this and this. I have been able to do this and this research. At the end of the day, I have done much more than that person who came to at 8, left at 5.
5, yeah.
And did not write even anything, or did not contribute anything to the welfare. But as an owner, that's where now the departure comes in.
Yeah,
because as an owner, when you come there, your time you're not coming to waste there.
Yes,
you are coming to have a productivity in it.
Yes,
so that's why you not want to say someone is idling around, someone is not doing whatever, ABCD. When you're doing also that AI, it means that there is something that you're also focusing on, and you are creating a lot of time and commitment in
that. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I think we've all understood everything that we've been talking about, that your productivity goes in proportion to the amount of time you put in. So let's get to the final question of our podcast today. Who benefits most from a failing economy, and how would one benefit from a failing economy? Like I see, for example, that sometimes unakuta that the economy inakuja ina fail, and but you give it some years, or during that period, there are some people who benefit a lot from that failing economy. Like, what's your perspective on when the economy fails? What are the steps that one should take so that they may benefit from that economy? Leaning into more of the business perspective.
That's a very, very, very good question, and very, very broad.
Okay.
If it was to be explained.
Okay.
But even trying to summarize it, who are the people that benefit from a failing economy? The people who benefit most, from my angle, are the capitalists.
Okay. Capitalists.
The capitalists. When you have money on a failing economy, we would call it from an economic perspective, the market is on its low.
Yes, exactly.
People are struggling.
Yes.
But again, you know that those businesses are actually legitimate.
Yes.
You know that those businesses can actually work and thrive.
Yes, exactly.
But you would want to buy them at a low.
Yes. Oh, okay.
So you will make a lot of profit when people are now closing down, because, I mean, we'll not mention that this is happening currently.
Yeah.
But the people who will benefit most are now the people who have money. When you have money, you can be able now to say this business is actually a good business, but it is going down.
Yes.
When it's going down, I can be able to acquire it at a very low price.
Cheaper price.
Very cheap price. I'll be able now to lift that business in 2-3 years. It will be at another level.
Okay.
And that is how we call it when the market is bearish. It's iko chini.
Yes.
But you know that one time it will go up.
Yes, exactly.
You want to buy it at the most beneficiaries will actually be now, if you are very liquid and you have now that money at that point, you're gonna float.
Okay.
And some of these things we will say that if we were to look at it from a political angle, because today we are talking business politics, some of these things are not done out of the blues. They are choreographed. Yes, that some things have to be brought down for them to take advantage of it. And then after they've taken advantage of it and they acquire, then you will see now a big rise onto it.
So it's all manipulation.
All this is manipulation.
What?
All is manipulation. We have seen sometimes a dollar going to 160.
Yes.
Then within 2-3 weeks, it's coming to 120, 130.
Yes,
it means coming to around 120 something to 130.
Yes.
I'll tell you, that is not, those are not market-driven surges or spiraling.
Okay.
All of them are choreographed.
Okay.
When we see some of these businesses on which a particular sector, because sometimes it's a particular sector that is targeted.
Yes, exactly.
And
like say for example,
yes.
I heard of this instance that cryptocurrency
Yes.
had shooted up very high, but then again you give it some months, it's down to
It will cripple you. And of course, you know, those are now the things that people are taking advantage of.
Yes,
they'll tell you about crypto, then they will manipulate, they will show you that actually the rates are very high.
Yes, exactly.
So that they can have a buy-in, much buy-in.
Okay.
So when they have that buy-in, but how many people will tell you that out of crypto that they have actually really made good money?
Okay.
Those are now businesses that are quite risky.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know
is
how
versatile.
I don't know how genuine they are or not genuine, but
Okay.
I have been there also.
Okay.
But I can tell you from the different times that I have engaged into it, it will it will bring you down.
Okay.
But it is manipulated. The platform that they are using, they will manipulate. So that they have so many buy-in. When they make sure that they have already made their money and all that, then it will crash.
Okay.
Once it crashes, people will go and they go out there crying. They are more or less like what we used to call the pyramid schemes. You know, the pyramid schemes that you introduce this person, I introduce another 4 people, and I introduce another people, then you'll be earning. But at the end of the day, the person at the pivot point, at the pivot there, once they have made sure they have made enough money, then they will bring down that whole thing. And then it will be like, well, these are market-driven losses. But again, are they? They are not.
They are not.
But are they? That's the question. They are not. They are not. So I'll tell you, even in terms of failing economies, there are times that you'll find things being graded down, sectors going very much low, but there are some people who are pulling the strings.
Manipulating,
There are people
pulling the rug.
There are people who are pulling the rug. They know at this point, when it has gone down and you do not have anything to do, what will you do? You will just tell me, I just want to sell this establishment. You come, when I sell this establishment, I will sell you at, if I value it in terms of its full potential, its full potential may be 2 times of what I will buy. So I'll buy it at less than half price. Once I buy, I'll make sure that I will. And politics, that is how politics is also played. And especially when it may not be the person who's there, but there are people who are pulling those strings. And they're saying, we are targeting this. And I will tell you, conflict will be brought about in some of these areas. If it's something that I have eyed and is in a particular region, I'll create conflict. So that when that conflict comes, then you as the owner of business around that area, is it like mining or something like that, I'll create a lot of conflict in that particular area. So that now no one is willing to come there. Even you yourself, you are feeling endangered. So I'll send a proxy. And they will say, well, in this business, we will be able to handle, but you are already desperate. I want to dispose of this thing. I get something else to do, and I move out. That person was just a proxy. And the moment you have negotiated on that deal, you've been given that money, then next 2 years, it will be overshooting.
Can you say, for example, that there are some businesses which are more prone to being manipulated than others?
Yes, there are businesses.
Or which businesses can one invest in with having the reassurance that he will not lose his money or her money in the long run?
Well, that is a little bit a wide question, but all we need to look at is the risk. Because whenever you're investing, you have to look at the risk of that business, and there are so many risks that are involved. Part of
the versatility.
There is a political risk in terms of what is it affecting people? Is it affecting the people around?
Yeah.
Like now, if I may mention, let's say that we have established there is gold in a particular area.
Yeah.
Then in that case, there are people who will, before that report is made to the public, they'll take advantage of it.
Yes.
They'll go and start buying shambas and farms from that
Yes,
area.
exactly.
Whenever the government has said, well, we are constructing this from this here, this road from here to this place.
Yes.
There are people, before that it has been announced to the public, already the master plan is there. So there are
Okay.
people that have already taken advantage, and they have taken within that long line, and they know they are looking for the compensation for that.
Okay. Okay.
That is what happened in SGR.
Oh.
Many people bought along that line. We had the lab set, many people bought along that line. But they are doing it before
Oh,
the
before
release of official information.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So that there is so much that plays in politics that people know.
Oh, okay.
And business and politics, you cannot desist from them.
Okay, okay, okay. So in conclusion, you've said that the people who benefit the most from a failing economy are the capitalists and the ones who have more floats.
Correct.
So that they can buy in when it's at the
low.
lower. Okay, okay, okay. I think this marks the end of our podcast today. And I hope you guys have been enjoying this podcast, guys, with Luke. And if you want to support our podcast, our till number is down below, guys. Support our podcast. So with all that said and done, don't forget to subscribe to The Real G. And also we introduced this podcast to the YouTube music platform. Check us out. So with all that said and done, see you in the next podcast. Peace.
Welcome, guys, to the Random Podcast. My name is Mwangi.
I am Luke, LG,
The LG
himself.
Now here we're having random topics. We dive in every topic, we dive in any segment. We don't have any lineup, but we talk and we engage. And we share ideas and we engage with you guys also. So we're going to start with, let's say, the current situation right now that we're having right now is the death of Jirongo. Do you think they're allegedly saying he's being killed? Some are saying it was just a mere accident. You're having two versions from the family, you're having two versions from the government. What's your take on that?
Yes, it's really being very controversial, because when you look at the turn of events and the people that have really talked in regard to that, from both close friends, investigating agencies,
yes.
have not given us actually any information.
Any substantial information.
But again, if from a amateur or from a layman's person, in terms of what is it that he did, or how did he, that choreography of that death, how did it happen? There are so many questions that are very much unanswered.
There are so many loopholes.
Manake ukiangalia driver in his first record was like, we had 65 people. The official information, the number is contradicting. Hazipelekani. So is it true that there were 65 people? And then again, within the 65 people, do we have anyone who has already come forward other than the driver? Even if we were to get a number of people, we should get at least not less than 10. But we haven't seen even a single one that has presented any information to contradict or to say, well, this happened and we are okay. So on that one, there is a lot of questions that are unanswered.
I think it's just a cover-up. I think, not to say that to insinuate, I plead the fifth. I think this guy has been taken out by the government. In terms of, we know he had a book that was coming out and they wanted to release it. He knows something that you don't know. So I guess you never find out because now the dead don't speak.
So we can say that there is an aspect of someone knew more, and you know that happens even to other when you are seen to be knowing more. There is someone who will obviously be affected, but again we should not forget that this gentleman Jirongo, unlike many politicians who are here up and talking about many things, we should not forget that he is well seasoned. He was there. Of course, he's even named. You remember we named our currency after him. We named the currency after him.
The Jirongo.
The Jirongo. That is 500 shillings. When it came out, that was in the 90s, the early 90s. So in terms of politics, he knows where to pinch, and he has a good network and a big network. And let's not also forget that I do not want to speculate, but we should also not forget that there is gold that was found in Kakamega.
Yeah, so you can play a big part in that.
Which brings the question, 2 former MPs dying from the same constituency. Actually, 2 former MPs from the same constituency. All of them are now dead, not buried. Because we have
the natural means.
We have Jirongo. And we have Kibuguchi.
Kibuchi, yeah.
They coming from where?
The same Lugari constituency.
Lugari. And Lugari is in where? Kakamega.
Kakamega.
And where is Kakamega? What is found in Kakamega?
You know, you had the news about the gold.
And
there's gonna be a lot of money in that area.
There has to be. But again, we have to look at who are the bigwigs here. Because you could be, yes, the MP, but do you hold the power beneath? The power under is much more stronger than the power that you see up.
See up.
It's like just a tree. You know, when you look at a tree, the tall it is, the more rooted.
The more rooted it is.
It is. But again, we still have trees that are quite, they don't have a lot of, they are not deep-rooted. But for Jirongo, we would say that he was deep-rooted in politics. And if you look at the people who talked about his and who gave their tributes in his memorial here in Nairobi, you will find that they are not just anyone. He's talking about Gideon Moy, he's talking about Akina Haneri. And their wife, who, you remember the wife, we were saying that the doctor was put on a call that, and already a chopper was ready to go and to airlift him for okay. So he's not just any other person.
Do you believe about this? No, they are saying they want to bury him with a torch. the Jiki clan. They are bringing up the issue of the torch, and you can see some few people in the government. They are like, no, let the government do his thing. But you're asking, why are you afraid?
Well,
a customer that you've been doing for a very long time. If they want to use the torch, me I say, yeah, use the torch. Tumulike hawa watu huko ndani. Ikizima tujue anaenda na nani.
They always say that the guilty ones are always afraid.
They're not mentioning names.
That's the English saying. The guilty ones are always afraid. So why would someone, if that is what they want, in my opinion, and you are not guilty, then you just let it happen. If that is what, and unless he had indicated that he should not be done like that. But again, we look at, I mean, you know, Africa, we are also customary, and other than now, the Christianity came in and all that, but does not tell us that we should. I mean, if there are some practices and we believe in and we can do whatever, if that will give them comfort, why should they not be given? Let those who are guilty.
Na tuwasaidia kununua torch hata wakitaka torch. Torch ni mingi.
Hata Moses Kure unajua alisema kutafuta si kusema ati tumeshakwambia ati wewe ndiye ulifanya hivi. Alisema sio ati tunakwambia ati wewe hapana. We are just looking for a closure.
For a closure.
And that closure, if the closure will mean that waweke a torch.
Waweke torch.
And in this case, It's not just in terms of the immediate family. It's the whole community and also the country at large. And as a country, we do not, if that practice can get to us to know who did it, we do not have any problem with going for that. Manake sasa, this guy is not just anybody. He has, you can hear from the people that had talked to him even before he died. So many. So he's well endowed. He has a huge network. He has whatever he was planning. As you have said, there's a book that he was releasing. We don't know whether it is. It could be connected to that. But again,
I feel it's
then
connected
in that way, then we also need to know what are the contents of the book, even if the producer or the editor or whoever.
So to the publisher,
the
release the book.
Let us
know. Let us know.
That is something that we should have.
Let us know.
Let us know what were the contents, so that we can also have a closure.
A closure on that.
And say, fine, he died because he was releasing some classified information, and let the book be released in its raw form.
No editing, no anything else.
So, no editing.
Yesterday we saw the news about the info tracker. We saw info track did their thing as usual. Every season before the election, they try to come up with numbers and try to give us what we thinking as Kenyans.
Yeah, we have.
So are we? Did it make any sense to you? The numbers, how they are? Did you feel like?
So it depends on
the numbers were towards the feeling of the true Kenyans down there. Ama it was a bit choreographed.
I looked at it from there are two angles. There was the angle of the country as it is, and there was the angle of Nairobi, because those are the two areas that I think they focused on. And in that focus, I would say that as a country, yes, they would say that it is a little bit. We cannot run from the fact that all these things, kidogo, who financed it, what is it, what is it supposed to deliver, or what is the target? The target market or the target people. We will say that if it is me and I want people to know what I want, I might finance it. I do not want to say that they are not very objective, or they are a little bit they can connive or cook. I will not say that as of now, because I do not have any evidence.
Playing safe.
Yes, but I'll tell you, in terms of statistics, then we also need to know what is released on TV. We need now to go back and say the statistical data. How was it collected? How was it acquired? What was the sample size? Who are the people that was asked? What were the questions? How the questions are? But if it is scientific and if it was scientifically done, then of course there is the aspect of looking at an individual, because that is what they focused on. But again, what about looking at it collectively? And if I was asked, because it was about Ruto leading very highly,
which is not the case in the ground.
Then there was Kalonzo
following, then there was Matiang'i,
then there was
Rigathi,
then there was Natembeya down there. But again, we always say that 1 + 1 sometimes is not equal to 2. It's not equal to 2.
Look at it by there.
So 2 is bigger than 1 + 1.
Can be level also.
So if all these were combined, and we cannot combine them from the perspective of we cannot combine them from a perspective of huyu ako na 5, huyu ako na 10, when they are already a formidable force. Then if there are very many people that were indecisive, they already decide. What we are talking about, what do you call it? The united opposition. If the united opposition come in, will they be able to beat Ruto? That's a clear yes. Because according to me, everything is about numbers. And the numbers in this case, we are looking at what is Kalonzo bringing.
What is Kalonzo bringing? What is
What
the
is
other guys
Rigathi
bringing? What is Rigathi bringing and his team?
Yes.
What is Natumbeya? So I think I don't. For me, I don't feel like the number represents the actual ground with the Kenyans. I feel like it's favoring the guy who is on the realm right now, and I feel like the numbers are a bit.
You know,
they're not speaking to the Kenyans, to the man who is down there, the Kenyan who is down there on the grassroots.
you know why also? You also have to realize that there is no alignment so far. There is a lot of fragmentation, but everyone has been told, can we balkanize our different regions and different areas? If Gachagua says, or Rigiji says, I'll take Mount Kenya, and but again, you cannot take them without knowing who is the ultimate. If you're not the one who is on the top there.
The top.
So you know there is a little bit of where are we going to. If you talk about now Kalonzo with his Eastern bloc. So in his Eastern bloc, even them, their support would also depend on at what position will he be put in this united opposition. When you go to Western, you'll also say what is at stake for us. If it is Natembeya, they will have to say what is his position. So it is too early to talk about the positioning, to talk about until we have now seen the ground has already been set. These are the parties, these are the alliances, these are the people. That is the only way that we will find ourselves now saying that yes, we can comfortably say. But as of now, everyone has their own party. Some parties are very young. If you look at DCP, that's a very young party. It does not have any penetration. If you look at Wiper, of course, that still has
so much
grasp. If you look at ODM, it has so much grasp. But again, it is also very early because they are also, we would say that they are orphaned. And we do not know where they are heading to. Because there are a lot of fights in terms of who is taking over.
The succession of the party of the,
yes,
the other
who is taking over. And if you look at, in connection to that, if you look at the info track also, who did it place to be the flag bearer for ODM?
They're saying it was
Babuino. So the party, either it is refusing, either it doesn't, but that's why I'm saying it is still very early. It's just a couple of months since Raila passed on. Well, there was no what we call. He did not say that who is supposed to take over. So you have Oburu, which now the main committee choose. But again, when you go to the
Gen Z,
when you go to the Gen Z, and when you go to this info track, what is it saying? But again, in ODM, is he, according to the big wigs, is he actually among the top contenders? You remember when they were having that Mombasa, when they celebrating their 20 years, he was actually not supposed to talk until Sifuna called him.
That guy very bad, by the way. Come to think, I think the party does not.
But you see, the moment he came in, the crowd was.
The crowd went haywire, but I feel like the party doesn't even want to accommodate young people. There's so much politics even in between their own party. Like, people are young for young people, them they are like, no, we don't want to.
In my opinion, I think Oburu is okay. Oburu is ready. He calls himself Gen Z. No, I'm saying Oburu is ready to bring in the new leadership to the likes of Babu. Okay? In terms of, he's ready to hand it over to the young people. But the people who are now, sorry to say, the likes of Wanga, the likes of don't forget that the likes of even people like Simba, they also want that seat.
Yeah, they want to sell.
You have Akina John, they also want that seat.
There's so many people who
There are so many who want that seat. And you know, people like Simba, they feel that, well, I have been a deputy or I have been a deputy chairman on this seat. I'm equally young or I can, but does he have the main following?
No. It's not. Doesn't have at all. Doesn't even have any big following. As for me,
He really struggle with Kisi. If Kisi now decide actually to, if Matiang'i was to be given a position in the United Opposition under Jubilee, because he was given now the deputy party leader for Jubilee, right? So he will actually, he might create a lot of influence there. So is it true that he will, Simba can do that? Not exactly.
not exactly.
Oburu,
We need young people.
he's
We
in
need
his,
young people
he's
in the party
in,
also. Very young people at the helm, so that
Oburu ako in his sunset
mwaka ya
days.
Gen Z. Tunasema ni
So
mwaka.
Oburu ako sunset days, but here they have to now to accept that whether you like it or not, it's about now the passion and the people that are following.
Nice. I think you can end the segment there as we continue to the other segment.